Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the first video of 2026. Happy New Year to you all. Hope you all had a good one. Let's hope I can actually keep my word this year and record more videos like I promise every year, but things are busy, so I'll try and do my best. I have got quite a few exciting things coming up this year to show you all. This video is based on a new gallery software that I discovered in March of last year, I think it was. I've used tons and tons of different gallery softwares in the past. They all do a fantastic job, but I'm mainly a commercial photographer. I don't do weddings, I don't do portraits, I don't need to do sort of gallery purchases and all that sort of stuff. What's important to me is giving my clients the ability to interact with the images when they're previewing them. So I came across PicDrop, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's really simple to use. I mean, of course you can use this as a wedding portrait photographer. I don't think you can set up galleries for people to order prints like you can with PicTime, and Shootproof, I think, is another one. The main benefit for me with PicDrop is the ability to upload preview images for my clients. Instead of me having to edit every single photo, which takes ages, and then they just choose 10 or 15, 20 images, what I tend to do is upload basic JPEG edits, sometimes just straight out of camera photos that are too dark, white balance might be slightly off or whatever it may be, but just give them the opportunity to choose which photos they want me to do full edits on. It saves me an absolute ton of time. But what you'll see with PicDrop is that they also offer the ability for clients to annotate photos and leave feedback and collaborate. You could even add in different team members if you wanted to. So if you're working with 2 or 3 different clients, they can mention each other within the comments of the images and say, what do you think, and blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. That feature is gold for me. And I'm sure it probably will be for many of you out there as well. So hopefully this isn't going to be too long, this video, but I just wanted to jump on the computer and just show you what PicDrop looks like, what it can do, and yeah, hopefully it will help you out as much as it's helped me out. So without further ado, let's take a look. So here we are on the PicDrop login screen. First of all, I just wanted to caveat that PicDrop is a web app. You don't have to download a physical app to access it, which I personally think is great. So it means I can just access this through my browser, whether it's on my desktop or my iPad or my mobile or whatever it may be. So let me just log in here quickly, and that will take me straight to the homepage, which just gives you basically an overview of all of your galleries in both a thumbnail view and also a list of folders down the side. So there's 2 ways of navigating it, which is really great. What I'm going to do first is I'm just going to run through the settings with you, just so you can see what goes on in the background, as to say, of PicDrop. So the first section here is all pretty self-explanatory. It's just to do with your personal settings, your username, passwords, notifications. If you do want to see anything in more detail, just click on pause and you can take a look at what they are. Because if I go through everything, it's going to take me ages. Accounts, you can obviously have multiple accounts with PicDrop, and they will be listed here. And then privacy settings, just update your cookie settings with them. General, you've got your company name, which is optional. You don't have to put this in. I think as a default, it will just use your name. But if you wanted to put your company name in here, you can, and that will show up in your gallery, as well as your website address, which shows up at the bottom of each gallery. And then you've got your general settings. So you can choose to have high resolution image previews if you want to. I have that switched on personally, but if you wanted to switch that off, that's absolutely fine. And you can always hover over these question marks to view more information about what each feature does. Within each gallery, you can have a welcome message for your clients as well, which I choose to do. I think it's quite nice. It adds a bit of a personal touch to it. But if you've got a long message in there like I do, and I'll show you that in a minute, then you can collapse those messages. So it's just smaller, and then it'll say read more, and they click on it and it opens up the full thing. You can shorten the file names if you wanted to. So if you've got long file names, it just breaks them down so your clients aren't viewing massive long file names. And then you can choose to play a signal tone once your files are uploaded, which is great. Plan. So the pricing of this is really competitive, I think. I'm just going to get the pricing side out of the way now. I'm on the Pro plan. They do a plan above that, but that's more aimed at teams of photographers. Okay, so we'll go through all these features in a minute, but you get presentation mode, scribbles, which is brilliant, unlimited galleries, 500 gigabytes of storage, and 60 minutes of video conversion, which is amazing. So you've got an overview of your account usage here. And then if we go down to the bottom, we'll just take a quick look through the pricing. So monthly, you're looking at £15.99 a month for the Pro plan. And you can see at the bottom here exactly what that includes. And if you have got a team or a larger team of photographers, if you work for a studio or whatever it may be, then you would want to choose the business plan. And as with any company, you do get discounts if you pay. It's quite nice here, they offer you a biannually option, which is quite good, or an annual option where you save even more, which is fantastic. So if you are interested in purchasing PicDrop, then I will leave a link in the description for you. You can use that link to take a look at their website and look into things in a little bit more detail. But also, if you do purchase through that link, it does give me a little bit of a kickback, which costs you nothing, but just helps me to support the channel and all that sort of stuff. So I would appreciate that. Payments is basically just your payment information and all that sort of stuff. You can even set a client reference so that you can basically put on future invoices for your referral. Here you've got team members. So I don't have this feature because I don't need team members. It's just me. Branding, this is where you basically upload your logo, and you've got your own wallpaper for your gallery, which is really, really nice. So you can customize all of this. You can also use this as a login background for any password protected galleries that you choose to have. And then at the bottom, you've got all your social links. So if you want to go for it, in fact, I've just realized that's wrong. There we go. They would have struggled to email me with that. But yeah, I've got phone number, email, and my LinkedIn as well. But if you want to put your Instagram and all that good stuff on there, then you can. Just click save to save that. Watermarks. This is great. Pretty standard with any gallery software, being able to upload your own watermark, but you can create multiple watermarks. So the main one I use is just a central watermark with a 30% opacity on it. But you can obviously, chop and change the size of the watermark and all that sort of good stuff on there, and change the position. So if I wanted it in top right, you can put them everywhere if you wanted to, like this. Yeah, you can just choose top right if you wanted to, or so on and so forth. So let's save that. And sharing templates, this is really, really good. This basically gives you an option to create template messages for different industries, and it's just really nice to just save time when you're creating your galleries. And you've got default gallery settings. So there's two modes within a gallery. You've got the collaboration mode, which is the one I use the most for presenting images to my clients. And then you've got presentation mode, which is takes out the collaboration side of it and just gives them a really nice, beautiful gallery to look at and download their photos from. This gives you the option to inherit gallery settings when you create a sub-gallery. So any sub-galleries will have any of the settings that are set to the main gallery on there. And then you can edit the naming and the text for your color flags. So I personally don't use color flags. I just give them the option to click on the heart symbol to favorite which images they want. But if you wanted to use a flagging system, then you can change the text in there, make it a little bit more, so nah, like that. Maybe, love it, final, whatever it may be. So that's a nice little feature there. And finally, we've got a Lightroom plugin, which is brilliant. So you can basically export your photos from Lightroom and automatically create a gallery within PicDrop. And then you can also use FTP as well. So web forwarding, another great feature. If you host your own website, I've got a specific domain set up for my clients, which is my website /client galleries. So when they visit the gallery, that's what it says on the URL. It's just better for branding. And that's where you set up all your FTP. So easy peasy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an existing gallery to show you, what you can do within each one. But if you want to create a new one, you simply just click on Create New Gallery, give it a title, like so, and then you can choose whether the clients view it in collaboration mode or in presentation mode. Okay, so I'm going to cancel that, and I'm going to go into this one at the bottom here. So this is what you'll see when you go inside a gallery. If you want, you can set a header image if you want to. So I don't tend to use those because I don't want too many distractions for my clients. So, but if you are doing weddings or portrait shoots or boudoir photography or whatever it may be, then it may be nice to have like a header image at the top. So as I mentioned before, as a commercial photographer, I basically just take all the images and then upload them as unedited JPEGs. As you can see here, the color's not quite right on this one, and so on and so forth. Some of them may be a bit too dark, like this one here. But there's a welcome note at the top here, just to say some of the images may show up darker, brighter or crooked because they're unedited. Don't worry, the final ones will look great. And this is basically just giving the clients an opportunity to choose which ones they want to be fully edited and the ones that they want to purchase. So if I click on preview, we'll have a look at what the client will see. So ignore this bit at the top. They won't see that. But this is basically what they will see. So when they click into the image, they can click on the heart to like it, or they can do something really cool, which is called scribble. So if you click on scribble, now you're in scribble mode, and maybe, for example, I don't like this, so I can circle that. And then down in the bottom right, let me just move me a little bit here, you can say comment and save. Okay, so I can click on comment and save, and I can say, please remove this, and then save the scribble. I won't do that on here, but you just click save scribble, and then that's job done. So I think that's an absolutely fantastic feature. I love it. And then once your client has, if I close the preview, once your client has selected all of their favorite photos and done all their scribbles and all of that good stuff, you can come onto here and you can filter by, if I click on the heart, that will show me that they've chosen 25 photos out of 57, and they have scribbled on 4 of them. So if I click into these ones, we can see that we've got comments, can we lose the telephone wires, and add blue skies with all exteriors. Of course, yeah, that's fine. And then here, as previous, so they just want me to remove these bits and pieces here, and so on and so forth. You see they've left one here. Yeah, I think it's awesome. Really, really awesome. It's easy. And so once we've done that, we can click on our favorites, and then this is the game changer for me. It saves me a huge amount of time. What I do is click on export filter list, and then you've got these apps for Lightroom, Capture One and Photo Mechanic and Mac Finder and Windows Explorer. And then you just copy this to your clipboard, and then go into Lightroom and then search for the file names of the images that they've chosen as favorites, and then you can mark them as yellow or green or whatever you want to label them as, and you're good to go. You can get editing and crack on. So yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, really. I mean, if we go into the settings of the folder itself, we can choose, this is where we choose where we want the client to start their viewing. So obviously for my usage, it's going to be collaboration mode. These are the general settings, so you can choose whether to show a message at the top of the gallery or not. whether you are going to allow the client to download the images. Obviously, I don't want to do that because they're JPEG previews, but that's why if you see it's a bit dims now, but I've created a sub gallery for the final images, which I'll show you in a minute. And then you can choose how to sort the files, give them the ability to navigate to and from sub galleries, and then language you just have set to automatic because that will then match the client's browser. And then you've got your collaboration mode settings, so you can choose the layout, whether it's a list, masonry, or grid view. You can choose whether you want them to mark the images with color flags. As I said earlier, I don't choose that option. I just do liking and voting. Whether you want them to be able to leave comments and scribble on the images. The clients can also save image selections, which is great. Whether you give them the option to upload their own files, I don't see the reason for me to do that. And then you can choose what sort of file information you want the client to see as well, and so on and so forth. And then presentation mode. This again is all self-explanatory. Best thing to do is just have a play around with it if you decide to start using PicDrop, which I highly recommend you do. And then security side of it, you can set whether it's externally available or private. That would really depend on your client's wishes or your business's wishes. You can set a custom link for it. As a default, it will just set a random link for you, but you can create your own custom link. You can set a password for it, and you can also set an expiration date for the gallery, and also the option to add watermarks to the image previews, which you will probably want to do at this stage. And that's pretty much it. Same settings go for presentation mode. So if you've chosen for your client to start in presentation mode, then obviously you would set the settings for that. So if I just go into this one here, the subfolder, and I click on preview, these are basically all of the edited photos. So the client chose their favorite images. Just check me down there. The client chose their favorite images. I received those favorites back, and then I did all the full edits on them, and then I created a sub gallery. And then what I've done in this one is I've set it to presentation mode, allowing the download of files, obviously not putting a watermark on them and all that good stuff. But if I click on preview, this is what they will see. So obviously, again, without this frame and text at the top. I mean, it's not as pretty as, some of the templates and things that you get in things like PicTime and all that sort of stuff. But for my use, I don't need all that fancy stuff. It's just simple. It's easy for them to use. So there we go. There are all the edited photos with all the edits. And, for example, this one, they said, please remove the cables and put a blue sky in there, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There is a button at the top as well for them to download all the files. So if they wanted to just get it done and just get all of them downloaded, they can. And again, as I mentioned earlier on, I'm not a huge video shooter, but if you want, you can upload new files, and you can just upload videos in there, and the videos will show up in the gallery as normal. So one thing I did forget to show you is, I knew I'd do that, is the activities and a search up here. So activities, you can click on that and you can see when someone's visited the gallery, when someone's commented, when someone's favorited, all that good stuff. And also you've got search, so you can search for any gallery in there really quickly. So let's head back to the office for some, I'm in the office, to me, for some final thoughts. So, pretty good. I think you'll agree. I would highly recommend trying it out. The price is, I think, incredibly competitive for what you get. The feedback, most importantly, I've had from my clients is phenomenal. They said they found it incredibly easy to use, very sort of, laid back, user friendly. The customization that I can put in there from a branding perspective is really good as well. So yeah, if you're interested in getting it, I will leave a link in the description below. I would appreciate if you could use that link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does give me a little kickback so I can keep making these videos for you. So yeah, if you do use the link, thanks very much. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.